What if I told you that the conversations you're having every day, most of which take place in your mind, are shaping your reality more than anything else? What if I told you that the words you speak to yourself, even the ones you think are harmless, are creating the foundation for the life you're living? Think about it for a moment. Every single day, you engage in an inner dialogue. This inner language, whether positive or negative, sets the tone for everything that happens to you and how you respond to the world. It influences your actions, decisions, relationships, and most importantly, your sense of self-worth. The words you tell yourself are more than just idle thoughts. They are powerful, shaping the way you see the world and your place in it. And yet, how often do we stop to listen to this internal dialogue? How often do we truly become aware of what we're saying to ourselves? We often focus so much on what others say to us, on external validation, that we forget the most important voice we need to pay attention to is our own. Self-talk is not just a passing moment of reflection. It's an ongoing internal process that influences how we feel and how we navigate through life. The thoughts you have and the language you use when thinking about yourself form your identity. Your inner language is responsible for how you perceive your abilities, your worth, and even your potential for success. Imagine a person who constantly tells themselves, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never be successful." What kind of reality do you think they'll create for themselves? These thoughts are destructive. They prevent the individual from taking action, from stepping outside of their comfort zone, and from embracing their potential. The language you use when speaking to yourself is critical because it dictates the limits you place on your life. On the other hand, someone who encourages themselves with phrases like, "I am capable," or "I can overcome any obstacle," will have a very different experience of life. This is not about toxic positivity or ignoring challenges, but rather about creating a mindset that empowers you. The language you speak to yourself can either build you up or break you down, depending on whether it's negative or positive. But here's the catch. Most people aren't aware of the power of their inner language. They may not realize that their self-talk is actually creating barriers in their own lives. We've all had moments where we said something negative to ourselves in the heat of the moment. Perhaps you've looked in the mirror and said, "I look awful today." Or you've told yourself, "I'll never be as successful as so-and-so." These words, although fleeting, have a deep impact on your subconscious mind. Your internal language creates your belief system. It's the lens through which you view the world, and it dictates how you react to external circumstances. When you are constantly engaging in self-talk that undermines your abilities or diminishes your potential, your brain takes those thoughts as fact. And from that place, your actions align with those beliefs. For example, if you believe that you're not good enough, you may procrastinate or avoid taking action because deep down, you fear failure. If you're constantly telling yourself, "I'm terrible at public speaking," you'll avoid opportunities that require you to speak in front of others. Your belief, reinforced by your inner language, limits your potential. Your internal dialogue doesn't just affect how you see yourself. It also affects how you perceive others. If you consistently tell yourself, "People don't like me," or "I'm not worthy of love," you'll project that insecurity onto your relationships. You may find it difficult to connect with others, or you may self-sabotage relationships because your inner language has already decided that you don't deserve love, respect, or friendship. On the flip side, when you tell yourself, "I am capable of growth," or "I am deserving of happiness," your actions align with these empowering beliefs. Your brain starts to look for evidence to prove that you are worthy, and it helps you attract positive opportunities that align with your self-worth. One of the first steps in understanding your inner language is to become aware of the negative self-talk that may be running in the background. This negative self-talk is often so ingrained in our minds that we don't even notice it. But these thoughts are pervasive, and they sneak into every part of our lives. They can show up in subtle ways. "I'm not good enough. I always mess things up. I'll never be able to do that. Other people are better than me. I'm not deserving of success." These thoughts may feel like truth because they've been repeated so often, but they are not truth. They are simply beliefs that you've internalized over time. Negative self-talk is the enemy of your success and happiness. It keeps you stuck in your comfort zone, where it's safe but unfulfilling. It prevents you from taking risks, trying new things, and growing into the person you're meant to be. Recognizing negative self-talk is the first step in changing it. It's important to listen to what you're saying to yourself and start questioning the validity of these thoughts. Are they really true? Or are they simply stories you've been telling yourself for years? The goal is not to ignore your challenges or deny the difficulties you face, but to shift the language you use in response to them. Changing your inner language is not an overnight process. It requires practice, awareness, and patience. But with time, you can begin to rewire your brain to speak to yourself with compassion, positivity, and encouragement. Here's how. Awareness. The first step in changing your inner language is to become aware of what you're telling yourself. Pay attention to the thoughts that come up throughout your day, especially when you face challenges or setbacks. Notice when you are being critical, judgmental, or harsh with yourself. Challenge negative thoughts. Once you've identified a negative thought, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought really true? What evidence do I have to support it? What evidence do I have to contradict it? Most of the time, the negative thought is based on past experiences or fear, not on reality. Reframe your thinking. After challenging the negative thought, reframe it in a positive light. For example, instead of saying, "I'm terrible at this," say, "I may not be perfect at this yet, but I'm learning and improving." Instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," think, "I am worthy of success, and I am capable of achieving it." Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to a dear friend. If a friend were struggling, would you call them worthless or incapable? No. You would encourage them, uplift them, and remind them of their strengths. Do the same for yourself. Use affirmations. Positive affirmations are a powerful tool for changing your inner language. Create a list of affirmations that resonate with you, statements that reflect your true worth, potential, and capabilities. Repeat these affirmations daily, especially when negative thoughts arise. Surround yourself with positivity. The people you spend time with and the media you consume all affect your inner language. Surround yourself with individuals who uplift you and engage with content that inspires and encourages you. The more positivity you allow into your life, the more your inner language will shift. I want you to take a moment and think about the way you talk to yourself every day. What are the words you're using? Are they uplifting and empowering, or are they negative and limiting? I challenge you to become aware of your inner language and start changing it. If this resonated with you, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What's one negative thought you've been holding on to that you can reframe today? Let's work together to create a supportive, loving, and empowering inner language. If you found value in this, make sure to subscribe, because in the next videos, we'll continue to dive deeper into how we can create a life of joy, peace, and success through the power of our thoughts.